it is a pleasure for me to give you, as every year, a short overview where we are, what happened last year, and even more important, where we are heading for, what we want to do. And you know, code is, the objectives are research, development, innovation, startups, education, testing labs, building the ecosystem. These are the main objectives of our research center. Because you also need, you have to have excellent research in case you want to have good teaching. You cannot teach technology for over 1 year ago. So it's extremely important that we are on the leading edge of research so that we can provide really leading edge education. And our research center is also dedicated not only to the excellent research we have, but also to the development in IT products and IT services. We cannot do research for research, that's good. But actually we have also to do research for developing, innovating, bringing IT services and products and developing them. Building an ecosystem, of course, you can only do research if you have also infrastructure. You have to have big hardware cluster systems, for example here also quantum computing, really to do research. And of course, only with this investment, with this real investment, we can also make innovation, startups, we can really make impact. You can only make impact if you have possibilities really to invest. So, CODE is one of the largest cybersecurity research institutes in Europe, or wants to be. It was founded in 2017 by the Federal Ministry of Defense, and it is the aim to have 13 professorships in cybersecurity, 200 staff, and we have, of course, substantial funding from the MOD, thank you very much, here on this side. But we have also large third-party funding, which enables us really to do projects in all areas. The goal is, of course, research, development, secure digital society, and we have 5 big pillars. So we have cyber defense, of course, how to detect attacks even before they are started, and how to develop mitigation, automatic, semi-automatic. Smart data, how can we deal with big data analytics? How can we use AI really from developing from raw data really to information? Critical infrastructures, how can we secure our critical structures from energy, water, but also finance and insurance? Mobile security, connected car, connected plane, connected car with BMW and Audi, connected plane with Airbus. So, and of course then e-health, how can we support development of digitalization of community hospitals, and of course developing apps for medical purposes. So if we see here an overview of the projects we have in these 5 pillars, we see that we, for example, in the cyber defense area, we have something like moving target defense, so new technologies, how we can approach the asymmetry between attack and defense, how to make it really hard for attacker to come into the systems, trend scouting, then of course something like mobile security, aircraft, Airbus, and of course something like smart hospitals, also with the Bavarian Ministry of Health, and how we can really do it for other purposes. Today I would like to pick one of them, and this is Concordia. Concordia is something special for us, because it was a call from H2020, how to pilot European Cybersecurity Center and networks, and how to bring really research with industry together, how we can do it. And we started with 42 partners from industry and academia, and you see we are getting more and more. So currently we are in the first amendment phase, we are 46, because adding Ericsson and RISE from Sweden, SBI Research from Austria, and Institut Josef Stefan from Slovenia, And this is not the end. As you see, we are adding 10 new ones, which are, for example, Allianz, DCSO, an organization specialized for threat intelligence in the DAX industry, Lufthansa, Deutsche Telekom, Robert Bosch, University of Oslo, Athena, Passau, Lancaster, Bochum, and many more to come. It is interesting because the project is funded by the EU with 60 million, but we have now over 8 million additional funding from national authorities, for example, Sweden, and of course the industry, which is really curious because industry mostly needs to invest, needs to bring money inside, needs to PMs inside, really to develop something. And as you see, we have gain attraction, and we have the possibility really to build a big ecosystem from research, from SMEs, from academia, and of course other institutions. We strongly believe that we need to share competencies, transfer tools, solutions, repositories. We want to build this up. In terms also of community building, so my point to say we are going from code community to Concordia community, and building also the roadmap. As you see, our area goes from device-centric security, network, system, application to the user. So the holistic approach we need to take here. And we are using 7 pilots to demonstrate this. 2 cross-sectoral pilots like building threat intelligence for Europe, where we can develop a platform where we can share incidents of compromise, security-relevant data between institutions, between European institutions. We are piloting a DDoS clearinghouse for Europe. So how to prevent or how to allow to defend Europe against DDoS attacks, which could be propagated to critical infrastructures. And we have 5 specific sector-specific pilots, like security of e-charging infrastructure with BMW, to see, and FASEC from Portugal, to see how we can make secure car loading infrastructure, charging infrastructure, and the backend. Privacy and protection of medical data with Infineon Easy Innovation. Security of unmanned, of drones, area systems with Airbus and Rural Defense. And drones are currently really a nice pilot because it's a dual use. Drones can be affected or affected also the airports, so the civilian sector, but of course are used for the military area. Risk in finance and insurance sector, we have banks here, Atos, we have Allianz, to see how we can define what a cyber risk is, how to measure it, and how also to evaluate this and to make countermeasures. And of course, the threat intelligence for the telco sector, where we have really the 4 big telcos in Europe there, which is Telenor, Telefonica, Telecom Italia, and Deutsche Telekom. So building all these 4 big telcos together, building this threat intelligence means to develop something, a platform where we can really share not only the incidents of compromise, but really security relevant information across Europe. And this is also our roadmap. We want to develop and to see what are the priorities in the future, not only for the research program Horizon Europe, but also then for the Development Digital Europe program. This is Concordia. But we need also space, and we need also an ecosystem for innovation, how we can do this. The best, of course, if we are together. And so we are building here on the campus a building from the Research Center Code and our partner from the Ministry of Interior, CITES, President Karl is also here, where we build an eco-cluster, a cybersecurity eco-cluster and industry together, really to build synergies. The point is, we cannot do it alone in silos anymore. We don't have enough money to invest everything and do things several times in parallel. We need to combine. We need to combine efforts, we need to combine funding, and really to see how can we do this synergy, this ecosystem, to progress faster and to progress also much more with impact. And so this is our aim. It seems like enterprise, and it will be located here on the campus. Here is a part. This is the part our campus looks like. And it will be something about 40,000 square meters. And if we convince our architects, it will look like something like this. So we want to have a nice miracle building. So it is the point to come into the campus and to say, yeah, here is the center of innovation, here is the center of technology, startups, and new ideas. The planning is that we will be something in 4 years. The planning are really progressing fast, and we are confident that in 4 years we will welcome you all at the new building and to give the code 2040 in this new building. We have also a Master of Cybersecurity since 2018, which is really unique because we have these 13 professorships having really the specifics. We have the IT infrastructure providing the best education, and we have also a factor, for example, 10 students to 1 professor, which is remarkable. We have also code prize for the master thesis, the best master thesis and the best PhD thesis. This was 2018, sponsored by Giseke and Evian. Thanks again, Frau von Mitschke-Kolande. And it was nice because this student who got the prize also made a startup. And we are, as Code, supporting building the startup bigger and to make it really big. We have a lot of events also because we think it's necessary to talk, to cooperate on several areas. So we have, for example, for the professionals, Capture the Flag events, where the professionals from industry, from the ministries, from the Bundeswehr comes together and doing tasks, educating, trying to see how to make systems more secure. And this is always in November. Then we have a code colloquium where we bring distinguished speakers together here to Munich to discuss several issues from security, operating system security, network security, and we get also people from, as I said, Google Project Zero, to really discuss in depth the technologies issue and really what the technology is heading for. And here's also nice, it is with the LMU and the TU Munich together. So the 3 universities, the students and the research institutes can come together and discuss it. Of course, Children's University is one very important stuff because I think it's in our important to bring IT technology also to the society, and this is, with these possibilities we have, we need to do this. And we have a new one, it's a hackathon which will be a side event to the Munich Security Conference next year in February, where we'll develop new ideas. So you see, the Code event is bringing several people on several areas in research and industry together. The Capture the Flag event in November is for professionals, really to train how good they are in securing systems. The hackathon means developing new ideas, new solutions. And as a plan will be planned as a Code side event to the Munich Security Conference. Contract signing, I seem a tradition at every Code event. And so I remind you, last year we signed here the IBM Q Hub. And you see, we are among Neubiberg. It's not Munich, it's Neubiberg. It's among the 7 places in the world who has an IBM Q Hub. Beside Keio, Oxford, Taiwan, and other hubs which are here. So we see that quantum computing is important. It's important to gain experience, to see what can we do with quantum computing, what algorithms, what problems are good for solving it. And so we need to build experience, knowledge. So inviting, for example, also here the TU, the LMU, the LSZ, the Leibniz Supercomputing Center, Siemens, working together to seeing what can, BMW also, seeing what can we do with quantum computing, what problems can we really solve with them, and how in 4 years, when our building is ready, which one we can buy. And we are building this IBM Q Hub to accelerate research, also to engage industry in this new technology, to combine, and of course, educate and prepare. We need, it's a complete different area than we know today from our computers we can use now. And if you see that we can solve with a quantum computer problems today, that a supercomputer needs 30 years, and a quantum computer solves it so in a minute, then we see it's a game changer. And we need to start now to get experience, to promote and to develop knowledge, what we can do here and how we can really see it. And we have here 20 qubits or 50 qubits, Rushlikon or the New York, and we are trying, or we are building our IBM Q Hub here. Then last year we signed a memorandum for understanding with ENISA, European Network Information Security Agency, to foster exchange, master thesis, bachelor thesis, to exchange cooperation with ENISA. And thanks to ENISA, organized also 2 workshops from yesterday, and thank you once again for this. And we see here how important it is also to have such cooperation and such exchange. So the question is, what is today? What we are signing today? So I'm taking my eyes to here, to my lovely friend Evert Dudok. He is the Executive Vice President, to say it correctly, Communication, Intelligence and Security of Airbus Defence and Space. And we have a great pleasure to announce that today we were signing a big contract. I was not allowed to say the amount, but I can say substantial funding with Airbus in developing several projects.